Alright, so I got an article from Variety, appears on Archive, of course. Don't make Bond a woman. Ana de Armas joins Daniel Craig in calling for 007 to remain male. There is a batshit crazy quote here. I'll get to it in a second. But, basically, it said nearly everyone agreed last fall that Ana de Armas was one of the best parts about No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's final outing as super spy James Bond, blah, 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 it goes on and on. But basically, there's talk of who's going to replace Daniel Craig as in the next 007. Armas doesn't have a name, but she does think James Bond should remain male. There's no need for a female Bond. She recently told the Sun there shouldn't be any need to steal someone else's character, to take over. This is a novel and it leads into this James Bond world and this fantasy of that universe where he's at. What I would like is that the female roles in the Bond movies, even though Bond will continue to be a man, are brought to life in a different way. That they're given a more substantial part and recognition. That's what I think is more interesting in flipping things. I would agree. I mean, you know, I think there shouldn't be any problem with most normal people would be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. James Bond is a white man. We're going to create better roles. And actually, I'll just shut up because this is exactly what Daniel Craig said last year. He said, addressing whether or not Bond should be a woman, Craig told the Radio Times, the answer to that is very simple. There should simply be better parts for women and actors of color. Why should a woman play James Bond when there should be a part just as good as James Bond for a woman? Which, any normal, sensible person agrees with. Bond becoming a woman is highly unlikely as the franchise's longtime producer Barbara Broccoli agrees with Craig and Darren May. He's a male character, he's written as a male, and I think he'll probably stay that way. Well, and she kind of repeats let's just create more female characters and make the story fit those female characters. Not every member of the Bond family agrees. Lashonda Lynch, who also starred in No Time to Die, told The Guardian ahead of the movie's release that Bond could be a man or a woman, or white, black, Asian, mixed race. They could be young or old. At the end of the day, even if a 2-year-old was playing Bond, everyone would flock to the cinema to see what this 2-year-old's going to do, no? No. What the fuck are you talking about? You gotta have a 2-year-old James Bond? What the? That's fucking stupid. It's just fucking moronic. Anyway, it wraps up and says, as for the next Bond, fans let's continue waiting for the much speculated successor, blah, blah, blah. The next movie won't begin for at least 2 more years, and that nobody's running yet, or nobody is in the running, I think is what that means to say, yet to take over 007. Real quick, and then I'll wrap this up. I keep hearing people talk, I should get Idris Elba. And Idris Elba will do a great job. It just wouldn't be James Bond. It should be somebody else. Get someone else to play Bond, like a Henry Cavill or something like that, and create a new character. You could call it double third. They probably want to keep it 00, I guess. But it could be like 013 or it's 008, 009. And I know those characters have kind of been used before, but just create a new super spy that's not James Bond for Idris Elba to play, if that's what you really want. Because otherwise, it's not any of this kind of race swapping, gender swapping stuff. It almost never ends well. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any that has ended well. I mean, I guess one exception would be Nick Fury with Samuel L. Jackson, but they did it right. They didn't have any. It wasn't, he's a black man. He's spouting all this bullshit. It was just, no, he's just Nick Fury. It also helps though when you do it with lesser known characters. Like Nick Fury wasn't a huge name until Samuel L. Jackson became him. If they were to, not at this point now, but if they were to have gender swapped or race swapped Hawkeye before the Avengers movie, most people probably wouldn't have noticed because Hawkeye wasn't a huge name. Now, Jeremy Renner and so on and such forth. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. I've already talked 4 minutes. That quote just that quote's just hilarious. At the end of the day, even if a 2-year-old was playing Bond, everyone would flock to the cinema to see what this 2-year-old's going to do. No, that just sums it up right there. You fucking idiot. But anyway, I'll wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.